At 9:17 a.m., I was halfway through the metro section when two patrol cars rolled up in front of my house. Carol Whitmore stood on the sidewalk, arms folded, pointing at me like I was spray painting gang signs instead of reading a newspaper. "He's trespassing," she told the officers. "He doesn't belong here." I was sitting in my own porch chair. And when one officer asked her for the HOA's recorded jurisdiction number, that's when her voice changed. "I'm 42 years old, a data compliance analyst for a regional healthcare network. My job revolves around documentation, timestamps, audit trails, regulatory filings. I don't guess. I verify. 3 years ago, I bought a 1,900 square foot brick home on Alder Creek Drive, just outside the Willow Ridge HOA boundary. My property sits in what the county calls a voluntary civic participation zone. Translation: I can join the HOA if I want. I don't have to. Before closing, I confirmed everything. I requested the recorded covenants, conditions and restrictions, CC and RS, from the county recorder's office. Instrument number 2011 to 44721. My parcel number, parcel ID 18-327-044, was not listed in Exhibit B. I framed that page and kept it in my home office. Carol Whitmore became HOA president 2 years after I moved in. Late 50s, immaculate landscaping, permanent air of authority. She introduced herself by handing me a welcome packet and a membership invoice for $1,240 in back dues. "I'm not in the HOA," I told her calmly. "You're in the neighborhood," she replied. Same thing. It wasn't. The first red flag came 6 weeks later, a violation notice taped to my mailbox for improper exterior seating. It cited Section 4.3 of the HOA's Aesthetic Guidelines. I responded by certified mail. Tracking number 9405 5036 9931 120 88 for 317. Inside was a copy of my deed and the recorded CC and R exclusion. She never acknowledged it. Instead, the pressure increased. Rung 1, the invoice. What happened? I received a second invoice labeled Final Notice before lien. Proof captured. I scanned the envelope showing bulk HOA postage and saved the PDF with metadata timestamp the 12th of April, 2024, 14:33. Why it mattered: attempting to lien property outside recorded jurisdiction is actionable fraud under state property law. Rung 2, the boundary map. What happened? The HOA website updated its community map to include my block. Proof captured. I downloaded the PDF and preserved the embedded file properties showing it was edited on the 3rd of May, 2024 by user cwhitmore_admin. Why it mattered: it contradicted the legally recorded plat map filed with the county in 2011. Rung 3, vendor intimidation. What happened? My lawn care service cancelled unexpectedly. The owner admitted Carol warned him he'd be blacklisted from HOA contracts. Proof captured. I recorded the phone call with consent. Audio file saved 2024-05-17_1032.wav. Why it mattered: interference with business relationships carries civil liability. Rung 4, the police call. Which brings us back to 9:17 a.m. The officers approached calmly. "Sir, we received a call about suspicious activity." I gestured to the newspaper. Page B4 is particularly dangerous. One officer suppressed a smile. The other turned to Carol. Is this private property?" "He's violating HOA covenants," she insisted. "He refuses compliance." "Is this address subject to recorded covenants?" the officer asked. "Yes," she snapped. "Do you have the recording number?" Silence. I stood up slowly and went inside. 30 seconds later, I returned with a folder labeled Property Records. Instrument 2011 to 44721, I said. Exhibit B excludes parcel 18-327-044. The officer reviewed it. Then he radioed dispatch to confirm. Dispatch responded, parcel not listed under Willow Ridge Mandatory Association. Carol's face shifted from confident to rigid. That moment became rung 5. Proof captured. I submitted a public records request for the body cam footage under request ID PR 24-1187. Why it mattered, it documented her knowingly making false claims to law enforcement. But she wasn't done. 2 weeks later, a certified letter arrived from a Willow Ridge HOA legal department. It claimed a lien would be recorded within 15 days for unpaid assessments totaling $3,870. The letterhead looked official. The signature read, C. Whitmore, Acting Authority. Rung 6, the lien threat. What happened? Threat of lien outside jurisdiction. Proof captured. I checked the state bar directory. No attorney listed under the name on the letter. I also noted the notary stamp number, 774210OR. Why it mattered, impersonating legal authority and misusing a notary seal can trigger state investigation. I contacted a real estate attorney, Daniel Kessler. Consultation fee, $450. Worth every penny. He sent a cease and desist letter referencing State Statute 32.17, fraudulent lien filings. Carol responded by escalating further. Rung 7, the contractor surprise. At 7:42 a.m. on June 3, a landscaping crew arrived with instructions to remove my non-compliant shrubbery. They claimed they had HOA authorization. I stepped outside with my phone recording. Show me the work order, I asked. It listed my address, signed C. Whitmore, and cited violation #AR 1138. I told them they were trespassing and called the non-emergency police line. Incident report number 24 to 33,891. The crew left. Why it mattered, unauthorized entry with intent to alter property constitutes civil trespass and potential criminal mischief. Rung 8, the smear campaign. Carol posted in the community Facebook group that I was under investigation and posing as a homeowner. Proof captured, screenshots with URL timestamps and archive.org backup. Why it mattered, defamation requires false statements presented as fact causing reputational harm. But the most brazen move came next. Rung 9, the recorded lien. On June 18, I received notification from my mortgage lender that a lien had been filed against my property. Document number 2024 to 229,871. I nearly dropped the letter. We pulled the filing from the county portal. It referenced the HOA declaration number, but included my parcel. That shouldn't have been possible. Daniel requested a certified copy of the original 2011 declaration. And that's when we found it. The county's official 2011 document listed 142 parcels. The lien filing attached an amended Exhibit B listing 143. Mine was handwritten into the scanned copy. Worse, the notary acknowledgement on the amendment showed commission expiration 2022, but the amendment was dated 2023. We verified the notary ID 774210OR through the Secretary of State database. Commission suspended. Daniel leaned back in his chair. This isn't overreach. This is fabrication. We submitted a formal complaint to the County Recorder's Fraud Division. Case ID FRD 2024-0619. We also filed an emergency motion to release fraudulent lien under State Code 45.09. Hearing scheduled, July 8, case no. CV 24-1182. Carol received notice. And she showed up. Courtroom 3B, 9 a.m. Carol sat beside a nervous-looking attorney I'd never seen before. Judge Ramirez adjusted her glasses. We're here regarding alleged fraudulent lien filing. Daniel presented first. Your Honor, the original 2011 declaration excludes my client's parcel. The amendment filed in 2023 includes a handwritten addition and a notary whose commission was suspended at the time of acknowledgement. He handed up certified copies. Judge Ramirez examined them carefully. Ms. Whitmore, she said, Do you have evidence of a validly executed amendment signed by the requisite percentage of homeowners? Carol swallowed. The board approved it. That wasn't my question. Silence. The judge continued. The court finds probable cause that the lien was improperly filed. Effective immediately, the lien recorded under document 2024-229,871 is void. She paused. Furthermore, this matter is referred to the district attorney for review under potential fraud statutes. Carol's attorney whispered urgently to her. Judge Ramirez added, temporary restraining order granted. The HOA is prohibited from representing parcel 18-327-044 as subject to its jurisdiction pending further review. Gavel struck. KCV 24-1182 entered into record. It was over. Almost. Within 2 weeks, the lien was formally expunged. My lender issued written confirmation. The HOA's insurance carrier contacted Daniel regarding settlement discussions. Outcome: $18,400 in attorney fees reimbursed. $7,500 in damages for interference and defamation. Written retraction posted to community channels. The State Notary Division launched disciplinary proceedings. 3 months later, Carol resigned as HOA president. The board adopted a formal jurisdiction verification policy requiring certified parcel cross-checks before enforcement action. I received a letter, signed by the new board, confirming my property was not and had never been under HOA authority. No apology from Carol. Just silence. This morning, I sat back in the same porch chair. 8:02 a.m. Coffee steaming. Newspaper folded to the metro section. No patrol cars. No accusations. Just quiet. A neighbor walked by and waved. You still dangerous, he joked. Only on page B4, I replied. Here's the thing I learned. You don't beat someone like Carol by yelling louder. You don't win by matching outrage with outrage. You win with certified mail receipts. With instrument numbers. With time-stamped PDFs. With body cam footage. You win with clean records. Because when someone tries to rewrite reality, the truth isn't emotional. It's documented. And documentation doesn't flinch.